With good news for today from Baptist Press, I'm Brandon Porter. David George, who lived from 1742 until 1810, spent much of his life as a refugee. He endured beatings, hunger, persecution, poverty, loneliness, harsh environments, and war. Yet by God's grace, he blazed a trail that thousands have followed. Escaping slavery in South Carolina following the American Revolution, George pioneered Black Baptist work in Nova Scotia, Canada for 10 years before sailing to Sierra Leone in 1792 to become the first Baptist missionary to serve in Africa. As a pioneer preacher, church planter, and international missionary, his valuable contributions have been largely overlooked. His courageous leadership and example, though, should not be forgotten. In Sierra Leone, George established a Baptist church in 1792 and became the first Baptist missionary to that continent. Several years later, the British Baptist Missionary Society, which had sent William Carey to India, sent 2 white missionaries to Sierra Leone following the work of George. Have you ever thought about life through the eyes of your pastor's wife? Jacki C. has been a pastor's wife for over 20 years, and in our toolbox, she offers some observations. First, she admits that she often feels inadequate and will be the first to tell you that she's not perfect. She says the fishbowl is a real part of ministry for her family. That means their family's lives are on display, and both the good and the not so pretty are seen by folks in the church. She admits that she's been hurt by the church, yet still loves the church deeply. She says some of her deepest wounds have come from people in the church, yet some of her closest friends are there. She says the isolation in ministry is often the hardest part of being a pastor's wife. She admits relationships are hard, and it's often felt as if she's working to create community and a safe place for everyone else while never having it for herself. You can read more from her at baptistpress.com.
Good News for Today is made possible through our friends at the Voice of the Martyrs, a nonprofit organization that serves persecuted Christians around the world. Founded in 1967 by Richard and Sabina Wurmbrand, VOM is dedicated to inspiring believers to deepen their commitment to Christ and to fulfill His Great Commission, no matter the cost. Find out more and sign up for their free monthly magazine at vom.org/good news.
When you think of Christian work, what comes to mind? A pastor? Maybe a missionary? Would it surprise you that the late missionary and author Elisabeth Elliot said, "There is no such thing as Christian work." In her work, Joyful Surrender, she says Christian work is any kind of work done by a Christian and offered to God. You can read the full story featuring Elliot's insight at baptistpress.com.